let's go ahead and get started today. I hope everyone had a good spring break. How was everyone's spring break?
How was yours?
It was good. What was I doing? I was putting up a shower because I had to gut it because it was leaking. So I've been putting it up. I got the pan in, and now I need to put up a wall and tile it up. I understand now why tilers charge so much. It's not hard. It's just really annoying and tedious and time consuming. Oh my goodness. Repetitive, yeah. Well, they wanted over $10,000 to redo the shower, and I laughed at them. I'm just doing it myself.
Meanwhile, wife is rolling her eyes.
She supports it because she's
Really?
like, $10,000? This is ridiculous. You do it.
So
Like,
that was your spring break. Nothing relaxing. Just had to
no, nothing too relaxing. Looking for a summer job as well. Trying to decide what I want to do. By the way, that reminds me. Anyone here know JavaScript? No one? That's perfectly fine. Okay. Because as I was interviewing, one of the recruiters said, if you know a person who's looking for summer internships and no JavaScript, please send me their resume.
no JavaScript.
How fast can you learn JavaScript?
Yeah. I'll do it.
They're looking for already experience. So you need to know JavaScript, jQuery, and preferably Angular or Node.
Santee Cooper has a lot of really good internship openings. If anybody's interested.
Who does, sir?
Santee Cooper.
Santee Cooper? Yeah, Santee Cooper was a
And
good
they
place.
pay like.
Oh, yeah, and all.
$22
Yeah.
an hour for.
This is
starting
computer
intern.
science. We don't work for free.
No, but I thought
unlike
it was pretty
those silly nursing students. No, we don't fall for that here. But yeah, so if you're online and you have those skills, please send me a resume and I'll try and forward you along. And they're really interested because right now when I talked to her, she said she only had one applicant. It was from Charlotte, North Carolina. They really want someone local. So, and also they're looking really soon, so I need your resume ASAP, probably by the end of this week in order to be in the running. But yeah, send me your resume if you know JavaScript, jQuery, and then know a little bit about Angular or Node. AK, if you can learn a little real quick, that'd be good too. All right. But then how was your spring break? Good sidetrack. You went to California. Anyone else? Slept a lot. That's good. You didn't lose sleep over this class, did you? Okay, good. That'll be different in data structures. Just fair warning. I'm just warning you. Just be ready. By the way, after data structures, the workload is less, but the difficulty
So is data structure the hardest class in the requirement?
depends on the student.
It's been told yes across the board.
Depends on the student. I've had one student says computer architecture is the hardest class. It depends. Right now, yesterday I assigned lab 16 and project 3.
Gosh, that sounds like an Underwood class.
It is, but you have to get through it. You have to get through one of these courses. I don't think OOP needs to be that course, but I do believe data structures needs to be that course. So, again, it's the workload is what gets most students, and if they don't have the drive or the work ethic is the word I like to use to just stick with it, then they'll have problems. But anyways, I hope anyone else, nothing else, no looking around. Okay. Well, I did this morning grade your requirements for the groups that I have. I believe I'm just missing one from Checkers. If your grade is less than an 80, please look at what you missed and resubmit, and then I can regrade it and bump that grade up to an 80. Hopefully today after class I will put up a column in Blackboard that'll give you what your calculated midterm grade is. On Thursday I have to turn that in. So if you're missing any of your labs, I need to go back and grade a couple of those labs, or enter the grades for those labs. Make sure you get those to me by end of Wednesday, so Thursday morning I can pull all the grades together and update it before I turn them in. Okay, so you got the requirements in. Let's first talk about your design. Let's see. Y'all were a little sneaky, and I completely forgot to assign the design documentation right after the requirements was due, so good job.
Why?
Well, because I meant to assign the design doc right after requirements, so you'd have time to work on it, and then you'd have more time to do your implementation. But things happen. All right, so design documentation. the idea is that now that you have the requirements, and I've looked at everyone's requirements, except for one group, they're really good. The one group in mind, the description was pretty sparse. I have an idea of what you want. You just need to give a little more description of what's going on. But from your high-level description or your abstract with your use cases, now in the project design, you want to sit down and actually figure out what your classes are going to look like. You want to design all the roles that your code has. So you want to choose who is working on what roles, what functions of your project. So make sure you write this document. It needs to include the class diagram from UML. If you recall, those are the diagrams that actually describe classes. So make sure you put those in as well. Finally, you may wish to write some prototype code to get an idea of what's going on. So it's not a requirement. Actually, writing prototype code is very good. You can just write the classes that you want, stub them out, don't put any implementation in them, and that way you can see if one class will interface well with another class and making sure that all those things hook together. I highly recommend at least doing that, if not start on the coding. All right, again, when you turn in your design document, the deliverable, I'm going to be looking for 6 things. First, make sure you still include your project abstract. Make sure you list your team members. Also tell me what your technologies you're using. General overview of the division of labor, aka this person's role is going to be the back end or the game logic maybe. This person will be doing the UI. This guy will be doing like a pause menu or a screen or something, et cetera, et cetera. Also number 5, which is the big one, make sure you have a UML class diagram for each class that you have designed or stubbed out. And then also make sure for each class you tell who is responsible for it. AKA, when someone commits the code, which class are they going to be editing? Just make sure you tell me who's doing what. Okay. Oh yeah, any questions about those 6? This one's going to look the easiest, but it's actually the hardest to get right. It's due 2 weeks from today, or March 8th. That is 2 weeks? March 18th.
So 27th?
27th is the day I meant to put there. Yeah, because today is not 18th. Wow, that's inside. No, it's due on the 27th. I will update that. I wonder how that came about. Of course, it's full teamwork, and please feel free to use the internet for everything you want. If you use outside resources, just cite them. So even if you want to copy and paste code from the internet, that's perfectly fine for this. Go ahead. And just make sure you cite it. Okay, any questions on the design doc? No questions? Okay.